It was early in the morning, and the little boy sat on his bed, staring at the small jar on his table. Inside were a few crumpled bills and a handful of coins. He had been saving for months, skipping small treats, doing extra chores, and even picking up lost change on the street. But he still wasn't sure if it was enough. His mother worked so hard. Every day, she woke up before the sun, packed his lunch, and left for her job at the diner. When she came home, she was always tired, yet she still smiled and asked how his day was. He had seen her shoes worn out, with a small tear near the sole. She never complained, but he knew she needed a new pair. That was what he wanted to buy her for her birthday. After school, he ran to the small shoe store in town, clutching his jar. He placed it on the counter and carefully poured out every coin and bill. The shopkeeper watched as he counted. His little hands trembled as he laid out the money. "I want to buy the black shoes in the window," he said, his voice soft but determined. The shopkeeper looked at the money and then at the boy. He could see the effort behind every coin, the weight of months of saving in the child's eyes. He sighed and smiled kindly. "Let me check the price again," he said, pretending to look at the tag. After a moment, he nodded. "You have just enough." The boy's eyes lit up. He couldn't believe it. He watched as the man carefully packed the shoes into a box and tied it with a ribbon. Holding the package close to his chest, he thanked the man and ran home, his heart pounding with excitement. That evening, he placed the box on the table and waited. When his mother came home, she looked exhausted. He could see the way her shoulders slumped as she took off her apron and set down her bag. But when she saw the little box, she stopped. "What's this?" she asked, looking at her son. His hands were shaking a little as he pushed the gift toward her. "Happy birthday, Mom," he whispered. She hesitated, her eyes filled with surprise and confusion. Slowly, she untied the ribbon and opened the box. When she saw the shoes, her breath caught. Her fingers trembled as she touched them. She looked at her son, her eyes already wet with tears. You bought these for me?" Her voice cracked. The boy nodded, his own eyes shining. "I saved up. I saw your old ones, and I wanted you to have new ones." Tears rolled down her cheeks as she pulled him into a tight hug. She sobbed quietly into his hair, holding him like she never wanted to let go. "Thank you," she whispered. "This is the best gift I've ever received." That night, she sat on the edge of her bed, holding the shoes in her lap. She traced the seams with her fingers, feeling the love in every stitch. It wasn't just a pair of shoes, it was her son's love, his sacrifice, his effort, and that made them the most precious gift she had ever received.